Okay, so we have done step 1 to step 6, which completes all the pre-request installation process, and we are now in the step 7 to begin our basic test building now. So let me go back to Selenium official website to start telling few things before we write a basic program to invoke a browser. Okay, so in this section, I will only concentrate on writing one basic program to invoke a browser automatically with our script. Okay, now for example, if I use Chrome browser, if I write code, Chrome browser should invoke, or if I write any code, Firefox browser should invoke. We will just stick to invoking browser in this section so that we are done with our basic hello world program with our step 10. Okay, that's the goal for this particular section. So before we do something, let's go to the Java doc. So Java is our binding, right? This is a Java doc where you have everything about Selenium. Just don't worry about seeing all this. It's completely mess. Okay, I'm not sure why these people makes everything complicated. So a novice user, when he want to learn something, by seeing this, I'm not sure how those guys going to learn. So that is why most of the people are stepping back because of seeing this complicated way of documenting the things. If I am the author of Selenium, I'll make it very, very simple. Okay, but do not worry, you are at right course with the right instructor. I am going to explain each and everything very clearly, even if you are not having any knowledge on coding. Okay, so from all these packages, I will go and select WebDriver. Let me select WebDriver. I guess will be in the yeah. So the basic thing here is these are the different classes WebDriver gives us: Chrome driver, Edge driver, Firefox driver, Internet Explorer, Opera, Remote, and Safari. So if you carefully read all these classes, these are sounding more like a browsers, right? True. So Chrome driver is a class you will use if you want to automate your test case on Chrome browser. Firefox driver is a class you will use if you want to execute your test case on Firefox browser. So like that. Okay. The first step in Selenium is to create driver object. Okay. You have to do it as a step 1 before you write any code or automate anything, any UI. First you have to create driver object. So this driver objects drive all your automation. So how to create a driver object? So this driver object is specific to each and every browser. So if you are willing to automate your test on Chrome browser, you have to create driver object based upon Chrome browser only. So now for example, if you want to create on Firefox browser, then you have to create driver object for Firefox browser. So now I will start with Chrome because Chrome is the stable one if you want to start with Selenium. Okay, if you want to practice and get hands-on, I would recommend you to use Chrome because Firefox and IE are little, shaky and they give some turbulence when you start working. That could be because of latest Selenium version may not support the browser you are using. So like that, there are a little bit problems, but still you can clearly automate. But if you are experienced, then you can handle those very well. But if you are a fresher and very beginner, start your automation with Chrome browser first, and that will really give you confidence. Okay, because you will not see much bugs with this browser. But if you switch Firefox or IE, they will work perfectly, but there are some bugs reported out there for every version Selenium guys release. Anyways, I'll show you in each and every browser, but I'm just giving you for practice purpose. Alright, so I have chosen my browser, which is Chrome. So that means I have to first create driver object for Chrome browser, step 1. Okay, so to create object for Chrome browser, you have to create, it's nothing but creating object for this Chrome driver. Okay, so to make it simple, if you create object for this class, so automatically driver object is created. So how you create object for the class? The step 1 in Java. So if you have any class with you, let's say you have class X, class name is X, and if someone asks you to create object for class X, then this is the syntax: X and give an object name, which is driver is object name, equals to new X. Okay, so this is a syntax to create object called driver for your class X. Okay, this is how Java defines creating object for any class. So this should be class name, and this is the object whatever you create, and new operator. This operator basically creates a memory for object in your class, and X is a class name. So like this you can create object for a class name called X. Okay, let me comment it. Now I want to, here in my case, I want to create object for Chrome browser, which is nothing but Chrome driver class. If you see here, Selenium guys clearly said that if you want to automate in Chrome browser, you have to create object for Chrome driver class. Okay, simple. Now you have the syntax, right? Now in this place, I am placing my class name is Chrome driver. So how do you create object now for Chrome driver? So Chrome driver, just use the syntax instead of X, and driver is an object. Okay, so this is how you create driver object for your Chrome browser. That's it. This is very simple. But here we are actually executing and implementing methods present in our WebDriver interface. So that means once driver object is created, we will strictly implement methods of WebDriver. Okay, so WebDriver is an interface. So first remember that WebDriver is nothing but an interface, and it provides all the methods for your automation. You know, because whenever course name itself is Selenium WebDriver, the tool specific name. So they created an interface called WebDriver, and it gives all the methods to automate. Okay, so you have to give that WebDriver knowledge to your object so that it will automate each and every UI on your browser. So to give that knowledge, the return type for your driver should be like WebDriver. And okay, and move your cursor on this and you see import Chrome driver. So right now you have an error because in Java, when you write a class, you have to import that related package. So once you get error like this, move your cursor on that and select import Chrome driver, and something will be written on the top, the package name, and error will be gone. So from where this package is coming? This is coming from your Selenium jars which you added in this build path. And again, here is one error, right? Move your cursor on it and click on import WebDriver. Okay, that's it. But this step is alone not sufficient to invoke Chrome browser in your machines, because this Chrome, Firefox or Internet Explorer are third-party browsers, right? Which does not belongs to Selenium. So these third-party browser tools have restricted Selenium to invoke their browsers automatically with these APIs. Okay, because due to some security issues, they will not allow any external APIs to invoke their browsers automatically. So for that reason, we need to write one more step to invoke the browser. Okay, so each and every browser team have given one .exe file to Selenium and ask Selenium team to invoke that .exe file first. So if you invoke that .exe file from your test, browser will be invoked. Thereafter you can continue your Selenium steps to automate whatever you want in your browser. So first, to invoke browser, you have to add one more step before this, before you create a driver object class. Okay, so to add that step, we will see where those exe files are present. Let me take you to the Selenium official website again. So if you come down, you will see something like third-party browse drivers not developed by Selenium. Okay, so these are the .exe files. So if you are working with Chrome, you have to download Google Chrome driver. If you are working with Firefox, then you have to go with Mozilla and Internet Explorer, Edge. If you are using Opera browser, and this is Opera. So like this, there are all .exe files present in the Selenium official website. Okay, so first we need to download it. So let's select this Google Chrome driver, and that will take you to this page where you can download the Chrome drivers. So here I will suggest you to again go to this download section, because it's asking us to download the latest stable release, but at the same time the version whatever you are seeing may not support for all the browsers. So to know which browser support which driver.exe file, go to the downloads. So basically you got an idea, right? These are nothing but browser drivers which we initially discussed in architectural lectures. If you go back my architectural lecture, we discussed that we need to send our JSON to browser driver, and that will eventually invoke the browser and execute the commands, right? So basically we were trying to download this Chrome related browser driver from their official website. Okay, here there are some instructions. If you use Chrome version 77, which is nothing but your browser version, then you need to download the browser driver.exe file. So basically, to communicate between browser driver and the actual browser, you have to have the compatible versions. So by looking at here, you can actually judge and download that specific browser version. Now for example, the browser version what I have in my machine is 76. So for 76, I need to download this one. Okay, if you try to download Chrome driver 77, basically you are downloading 77 browser driver, but you are trying to interact with 76. So there will be some miscommunication and your test will fail. So that's the reason these guys specifically provided information that for what specific version, what file you need to download. So if you have 77 in machine, go and download that. By the time you watch this video, Chrome version could be 80, 90, 100. But make sure whatever version browser you have, download that respective exe file. And if you want previous Chrome versions, scroll down, you will see Chrome version 75, 74, 73, up to 10 versions at least. Okay, you have up to 69 as well. So now let me select 76, and then you will be landed on this page. So if you are working on Windows, then download this zip file Win32. If you are working on Mac machine, then just download Mac64. Do not worry about this 32-bit or 64-bit. Just go with the operating system text here. For Windows users, just go ahead and click on this download. So if you download, you will see something like this. You need to extract. Okay, this comes as a zip format. First, you need to extract this zip format. I'll show how it works in our system. Right click and unzip it using any zip software you have. When you say extract to Chrome driver, and you will see a folder created for you with that zip format. Yeah, this is the one. Go inside this and copy this Chrome driver.exe file. This is the file which we need. Okay, take this file and place anywhere in the C drive or documents. Okay, it's up to you. Extract this file alone, okay, and place it somewhere. I placed in my work directory, which is available at somewhere here, Chrome driver, right? It should be here. Yeah, so like this, first extract it, and then let's come back to our Eclipse. Okay, so we know that where is our .exe file. Now Selenium guys have set some properties. For Chrome, the property is WebDriver dot chrome.driver. Let me write in the Excel and explain you first. And so in their code, they have defined something like this for Gecko, which is a Firefox. Don't worry about this step now. I'll explain you how to invoke in the Firefox in our next lecture. And this is for IE. So in their code, they have defined these properties. Okay, when I say in the code, so this property is defined in this class. Okay, so this property expects location of chrome driver.exe file. Okay, so we need to set this property with the chrome.driver location. So where is our chrome driver? It's in my work directory, right? Okay, so if you want to actually get the path till here, just simple shortcut is right click properties, and then you can pass this path. Okay, I'll put it here, work slash. In this work directory, we are interested in the file name called chrome driver. And what is the extension? .exe. You have to give it for sure. Okay, do like this. Okay, so this is the path which this property is expecting. If you set this property with this value, and if you write that just before this step, then automatically when you run this code, this class will go and identify this property and reads this value and goes to this location in our system and invokes that. Okay, so that will open the browser. All right, that is the concept. This is the only two lines which you need to remember and which is common across any test case in Selenium. Okay, so this is how we are writing in Excel, but how to replicate, like how to set this property with this value using Java. Okay, it's very simple step. In Java, if you want to set property, system, in your system, right? System dot. When you say dot, you will get things like this. So here you are going to set property. This is a method. You see that key. Key is nothing but the property name. In the key, you have to place the value. So totally two arguments, system dot set, select this, set property. Okay, for Chrome, what is the key? Selenium guys have defined. This is the key. Place it here. And value here should be the location of your chrome.exe file. And this is our location. In your system, that could be in a different place. Okay, go and get the location by right clicking and selecting properties, which I have shown, right? So that you will not make mistake in giving the path. Okay, and also make sure that you extract all your zip folder and pull out the .exe file and just place it in one place. Okay, if you, that's easy way to get rid of any errors in giving the path. Okay, place it in double quotes, and now you see there is an error here. So in Java, it expects double slash. Okay, that's the only difference. Perfect. So what happened now? When you run this test, the Chrome browser will invoke now, because in this Chrome driver class, as I said, they were using this property, and this property we are storing this, right? So now when you run, first of all, it will go and identify Chrome driver in your machine, and it will invoke that file. Once that file is invoked, browser will get open. Okay, thereafter you can play around and execute your test. Okay, so first, as I told, these two steps are responsible for invoking the browser. We are done. Now I want to hit google.com in the Chrome browser. Okay, now all that I will simply do with this driver object. Okay, the reason why I created this driver object is, with using this, I will do each and every step automation in my script. Okay, so driver dot, just say dot, that's all. You will get all the methods which WebDriver supports. So from this, you will just simply select the right method and execute it. Okay, you need not by heart, or you need not remember the things. So if you use tools like this, Eclipse, you know, they provide you everything when you just click on dot. Okay, this is how the Eclipse IntelliGence works. Okay, so now from all these methods, if you want to hit URL in the browser, this is the method you need to call. Okay, the method itself says that, right? Get me that URL. Okay, it's asking to fetch that URL. So driver dot get, and in this argument you need to pass the URL which you want to hit on the browser. So I want to hit google.com. Okay, this is my base test. Okay, now let's run this test and see what happens. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, save. It's just saving that, and you will see that these are just logs, and you see that Chrome browser is successfully opened and it will hit the google.com in the URL box. That's it. That's our first step of automation using Selenium. Okay, so let's recap like what we have learned in this. So you need to only remember that for each and every browser there are some different classes. So for Chrome driver is the class. Okay, we have used this, and you clearly know why we are giving step number 18, because browser tools have restricted invoking that from Selenium. So we are setting that driver property in this key. Okay, you can remember these three key values. So in the next lecture, when I talk about Firefox and IE, I'm going to explain all these two as well. All right. Okay, so let's write one more step. Now, if I want to know the title of the page, now for example, let me open the browser which we automated. Yeah, google.com page, right? So what is the title of this page? You see here, Google. So title always displays on the browser on the tab level. So this is the title of this page. Now, if you want to get the title of this page using Selenium, there is one method which gives us that. Okay, so you are going to tell that method, not me. Okay, driver dot. When I say dot, you will get all the methods supported by WebDriver. Now go and check each and every method and see which method fits to get the title of the page. Okay, everything is self-explanatory here. If you observe carefully, close, find elements, get current URL, page source, and you see get title. Right, this is the method which gives you title of the page where you landed on. Okay, so here we landed on google.com, right? So when you give this step immediately after this, and when you ask to get the title, it will see in what page I am currently on. Okay, this is on google.com page, right? So it will go and grab this Google for you. Okay, so if you want to see the title which Selenium grabbed into your output, okay, so you can simply say system.out.println. In Java, if you want to print anything in the console, so this is the console. If you want to see the message, if you want to see the title displaying in the console, you can simply pass the system.println and pass the argument which you want to execute. Do not worry about that. In our next lecture, maybe within 1 or 2 lectures, I'm going to talk about some Java basics. There I have clearly explained the importance of using system.println. Alright, so if you pass that argument, it fetches the title which is Google, and as we are using system.println, it prints in the console window, and you can see if it fetches the right title. Okay, this is one validation, right? When developer builds a title for the page, we will definitely have a test case saying validate whether the title of the page is correct. This is our first basic test case when we are developing the application from scratch. Okay, so that can be achieved with this step, get title. All right, so let me run this again and let's see what happens. It should fetch us the title. First, browser will open again using that Chrome driver.exe, and thereafter it will hit google.com. Okay, and it grabbed. Let's see in the output. You see that Google is successfully printed, which is same as what it is displayed here. Okay, in this way you can use this method to print the title of the page. Right, and also I would strongly recommend you to go through any supplement materials parallelly with my videos. Though I covered everything in this complete tutorial, if you are able to read and understand some articles or materials about the topics which we are discussing the videos parallelly, it will really boost your confidence in learning this too. Earlier, I used to suggest books to the people, but I'm pretty sure that no one have enough time to go through a complete book, isn't it? So keeping in that mind, so based upon main topics of selenium, I have researched and found some interesting materials which have very clear explanations as a supplement to my videos. Okay, just like how I am teaching now, they will have very clear explanations. Okay, so please let me know if you need any such kind of articles, so that I can provide you, and you can keep it as a handy parallelly with my videos, and you can go through them when you are going to any interview for a quick glance to go through all the concepts, or when you are traveling a remote, even you can go through them and keep your skills updated. Okay, so please let me know if you are interested in going through the articles. You can always reach me at my email id rahulonlinetutor@gmail.com. Okay, so reach me out here if you need any supplement materials so that I can help your needs. Alright, so that's pretty much about this lecture. We'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.